It's pretty cool. It's wild, huh?
It is wild.
Bailey. It's remarkable what's been going on here.
That's the MLS commissioner getting his first taste of soccer in Cincinnati. And tonight we are one step closer to getting bigger. Good evening, everybody. That was 1 year ago at Nippert Stadium, but if FCC wants to go big time, Nippert won't cut it.
Tonight, the pitch for that pitch has been made. FCC says it'll cover the entire $200 million price tag and the $150 million franchise fee. The stadium capacity has been scaled back from 25,000 to 21,000, but the public isn't totally off the hook. There is a $75 million catch.
It's only for infrastructure, it's not for financing the stadium, and there's a revenue source available to the county that literally is almost earmarked for a project just like this.
And Berding says the county's hotel tax has money left over that will cover the amount, and the city will come up with the rest. The big question mark tonight, the Hamilton County Commissioners.
Well, the prime spot is in Oakley, and that's why the club is calling on the city and the county to help seal the pitch to the MLS. Local 12's Brad Underwood is in Oakley tonight with how some people there feel about this potential stadium. Brad.
Well, good evening, Rob. And when you talk to club ownership, they say it's their bid to lose when it comes to joining the MLS. That statement and several others today really puts the pressure on the shoulders of the Hamilton County Commissioners.
$2.8 million.
FC Cincinnati President and GM Jeff Berding says the county has a pot of money sitting around and he wants it spent on his club.
This $2.8 million has no current users. This money is waiting to be used. It's waiting for a project that will draw visitors to the area.
Berding says about $3 million a year is needed to get the roads and parking lots built. Berding said the City of Cincinnati is on board for some, but they can't pay for all of the $75 million needed.
A lot of detail is still coming out. Things are shifting every day. I tend to be on the pretty fiscally conservative side of this, that I'm going to be watching any city tax dollar like a hawk. So it depends on what the mechanism by which they want those city dollars, whether or not that would earn my support.
City Council member P.G. Sittenfeld watched the news conference and learned of Cranley's pledged support.
There is no question that FC Cincinnati has been a jolt of energy, a positive thing for our community. There's no question that the Lindner family and others in the ownership group care a lot about this community and have done great things for it over time, but this is a huge decision, and I'm going to take some convincing.
There isn't much convincing when it comes to the fans. Of course, they want FCC to join the MLS, and the majority want the stadium in Oakley.
Honestly, we're just really excited that FC Cincinnati is considering Oakley as a location, and so hopefully the city and the county can get financing together, because I think it'd be a real boon to the city of Cincinnati overall to keep the team here.
Mayor Cranley was not at the press conference today, but did release a statement to us saying, quote, "We can help bring this dream to life in our city with tax increment finance dollars generated by the project and the development around it. We will offer support for public infrastructure only that will benefit all. No city dollars will go into the stadium. We hope the county will partner with us to make this happen." Now, Rob, you mentioned people here in Oakley. A couple came up to us before our live shot tonight saying they don't want the stadium here. Now we're going to have to wait and see what the commissioners have to say. They're going to meet privately tomorrow morning. Then they'll speak to the media at 1 o'clock. Reporting live tonight in Oakley, Brad Underwood, Local 12 News. Rob.
Look forward to that, Brad. Thanks very much. Now, Oakley is, of course, the preferred spot, but the club still holds out the possibility of moving to the Ovation site in Newport, just west of the Newport on the Levee.
We are simultaneously talking, as we've said all along, to the leaders in Northern Kentucky and our development partners for Ovation. Yes, it is. You can conclude that we would 100% privately finance the stadium in Newport as well.
I talked to Campbell County Judge Executive Steve Pendry tonight. He told me he knows of no ongoing negotiations between FC Cincinnati and Campbell County or Newport. And Newport City Manager Tom Fromey says money for infrastructure has not come up. Corporex, which owns the Ovation site, had no comment tonight.
Now, this is all dependent on Cincinnati even getting an invitation to Major League Soccer, and that decision will come in exactly 1 month. Insiders say Cincinnati is one of 3 favorites, and Gary Miller joins us now with a breakdown of the other 2. Gary.
A lot of other cities have gone through this before. Major League Soccer turned 21 last April as the 21st and 22nd franchises started play, more than doubling the size of the original 10-team league. Teams in Los Angeles at second and Miami are scheduled to come aboard the next 2 seasons. Cincinnati is one of a dozen cities that campaigned to be next in line, and it appears 2 additional franchises will be awarded between us, Sacramento, and Nashville. The main drawback for Cincinnati's bid has been the lack of a plan for a soccer-only facility. Sacramento's not only got a stadium plan approved, construction's underway. Their average attendance was barely more than half of Cincinnati's, but they did lead the USL in sellouts. On the downside, with the second LA team coming in, the MLS already has 3 California teams. This would be a 4th. Like Sacramento, Nashville has a stadium plan approved and is expected to be ready for play by the 2020 season. Unlike the other 2, Nashville does not have an existing team but will field a USL team this coming season. Like FC Cincinnati's proposal, Nashville is asking for some public money. Sacramento is fully privately funded. FCC and Sacramento both have jersey sponsorship deals lined up. That's how they stack up.
Gary, thank you. And in the midst of all this, Columbus is angling to move to Austin, eliminating the appeal of a natural rivalry with FC Cincinnati. The mayor of Columbus will be in New York tomorrow, meeting with Columbus Crew owner Anthony Precourt and the MLS commissioner. Precourt says the team will go to Texas if Columbus doesn't build him a new stadium.
And so we're going to go to New York and lay out our case and fight for our crew and fight for our community. It's our goal to continue to make the case that the crew belongs here and is going to have a great future in Columbus.
And by the way, while all this talk is going on, the Crew is playing for a shot at the MLS title. They play the first leg of the conference championship a week from today.